Hello friends, we're at the Sepang International Circuit at the Driving Experience Center, and today we have a very special experience with Subaru. And by the time you guys are watching this video, I'll be introducing you guys to the all-new Forester. Check it out. Okay, so before we got to the driving experience, we must obviously talk about the new Forester. So the new Subaru Forester is the 6th generation, and it is upgrading from the previous one launched in 2019, which was the 5th generation. In terms of exterior, what they've gone with the 6th generation is something bolder, boxier, and a more rugged appearance, making it look more macho, as well as providing some aerodynamic vents to give the extra bit of aerodynamic efficiency to the drive. As for the interior, the main difference is basically the new 11.6-inch infotainment touchscreen, and they've gone with a cleaner, more minimalistic look around the entirety of the new Forester in the cabin. In terms of the platform and chassis, Subaru has increased 10% in terms of the body rigidity, giving you that extra improved comfort and a quieter ride as well. For the powertrain, they have revised the 2.5-litre boxer engine to a new 2.5-litre boxer engine, more focused in terms of the efficiency as the transmission is completely different. They have gone with an 8-speed CVT for the 6th generation of the Forester, and they've also improved on their all-wheel drive system. In terms of safety, they've also improved their eyesight driver assist, so it basically increases the range of the detection for your safety features as well as your cruising controls and so on and so forth. So something new that the 6th generation of the Forester has is what they call the EDSS, or the Emergency Driving Stop System. And we have a segment we actually covered, and we'll show you guys how the system actually works, which is very interesting, and I think it's quite a good feature in terms of safety, but obviously we will show you guys that in the later segment. Dimensions overall for the new Forester are slightly bigger, but not too much changes in terms of the overall size. But we do have extra cargo space and extra passenger volume, which you're able to have that extra bit of increased versatility with this new version of the Forester. Okay, and the first stop of the driving experience is the kick plate. So here is basically where we get to see the all-wheel drive come into play, and we have the old version of the Forester as well as the new version of the Forester, but it will just mainly show you guys the difference in how it handles, especially on wet surfaces.
Off.
Oh my god! Whoa!
Okay? Yeah, my phone also came out. Situation. So like jam hard. That means we are relying on the ABS system. Right? So 50 to 60. Right?
Okay, up next is the handling track. So here is more of an obstacle course where they had a bunch of cones that we needed to drive around, and as well as harsher corners that we needed to take. Here's obviously to test out the handling for the new Subaru Forester as well as the old Subaru Forester. I do have the drive footage with me, but I'll just give you guys my quick summary of the overall drive and how it went for the session. Okay, so flagging off here, we had a quick left into a right-hander as we go downhill. Then we need to stick tightly to the corner, and then we go out wide, which would be another tight left to another tight right. Overall, the feeling for the new Forester, I felt quite comfortable, or at least very confident taking that sharp left and sharp right, as the amount of body roll that I felt on the vehicle was quite minimal to an extent. Then we needed to push slightly flat out as we go up to another corner. So we stick to the right, and then we cut back left in, and then we just take the turn as confidently as possible. Here I felt definitely really comfortable with the drive experience. So over here is another quick acceleration into a braking point as we turn to the right side to go uphill with another bunch of obstacles. And the entire drive is basically us just doing this and coming around the hill and going back down through the obstacles that we did come through. And compared to the older version of the Forester, I actually had a lot more confidence driving the 6th generation, and I felt I had a lot more control of the vehicle overall. It felt very easy to drive to me, and the old version did have a bit more in terms of the body roll, but in terms of the pickup capabilities, it was definitely a bit better than the 6th generation. But this is just my opinion of the drive, and I would also get to share my opinion of this in the highway driving segments as we test it out as well. But overall, in terms of the handling, I would say it's definitely a good plus point for the 6th generation, and it definitely gives you, even as a inexperienced driver, or you're someone who doesn't really drive really quickly, that extra bit of confidence if you do need to make any sort of sudden movements or swift movements, if you need to avoid any obstacles. The drive definitely gives you that confidence. So I think overall the new Forester is a really good handling car. Okay, up next is the EDSS segment, which is the Emergency Driving Stop System. This is a new system or safety feature implemented by Subaru for the 6th generation of the Forester. Essentially what it does is, if a driver were to become incapacitated to whatever degree, could be a heart attack, could be a stroke, could be a faint, any form of incapacitation, and they do not have their hands on the steering wheel to give any input, the system kicks in and it will try to find a place to stop. It doesn't weave off, unfortunately, compared to the Japanese specs, but for international specs, it will try to find a place to stop on a straight road. So we have two point of views, which is seeing the car and the system work from the outside, and seeing how the system alerts the driver from the inside. So check it out.
Now you can see even at high speed. Okay. First warning kick in, brakes, double signal is out, second brakes. Okay.
So the first two is to
Third
wake
brake.
the driver up.
Yeah, you brake and to jerk the driver out. Yeah, it's trying to wake up the driver. The fourth brake kicks in, now stop. Completely stop. Okay, door open, handbrakes full, blinking continue. Right? So this is how it's trying to save the rescue the driver, and until someone can come and rescue the car.
Okay, so this is the all-new Subaru Forester. This is the 6th generation of the Forester, made last year, and it's finally coming to Malaysia, or at least it's finally here by the time you guys are seeing this video. So of course we do have the opportunity to test it and compare it with the other cars and everything, and we've driven the previous iteration of the Forester earlier, so I'll show you guys some clips of that, and this is our turn to take it on highway driving for the new Forester. So far from observation, because I've driven the older version of the Forester earlier, I noticed that the NVH levels around the 140 km/h range is actually quite noticeable. So at least what everyone is saying, and at least what people say about the new Forester, is that NVH levels are very comparable to that of the Subaru Outback, which is the flagship model for Subaru. So we'll see, and of course we need to test our pickup and acceleration and everything. So let's just see how she does on the highway driving. So we're just waiting for the traffic light right now. When it turns green, and then we are going to book it, and we're going to be testing the high-speed driving once we have the ability to do so. So stick around just a bit. So I hope the angle is fine for you guys. It's just me today, so gonna be maybe a bit hard to see certain parts, but yeah, I hope you guys can see, and then I will just give you guys my feedback, or at least thoughts and talk about the Forester.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, light has turned green. We are going to move. Okay, keep as close as possible. I'm going to go to the white so I can give them some space.
I need you all to keep up with the pace. Don't fall back behind, because the back car will slow down. The back car will be slow down.
Okay, I am full pressing the throttle right now. We are losing some bit of pace to the car in front, trying our best to keep up as much as possible. Okay, so they're slowing down. Just going to give a tap on the brake. Not sure why. Okay, keeping to the 120s. This is the rough range for the driving standards here in Malaysia. We're going to pick it up just a bit. But overall, the feel of the car, so this is an 8-speed CVT. They have upgraded from the previous iteration, the 5th generation of the Forester. So at least in terms of the NVH levels, I think it's actually very noticeably better compared to the 5th generation of the Forester. So definitely Subaru has done quite a good job in terms of making the rigidity of the chassis much more tougher, and also improving the overall soundproofing of the vehicle. In terms of pickup, it is a bit on the slow end, but the gear ratios are in a way that when you do need to go faster, it is a lot more smoother in terms of its transition. But it is a CVT, of course, so if you do like it, you like it, and if you don't like it, you don't like it. It is all personal preference at the end of the day. In terms of overall visibility, I think that the new version of the Forester is really good. Overall front visibility, I think, is quite clear in terms, and we also have the small quarter windows that are actually quite big and noticeable in the new version of the Forester. So in terms of blind, sorry, I just need to cut in here. In terms of blind spots and everything, the Forester is definitely well equipped to deal with these blind spots. So in overall visibility, I think is really good. So now we're gonna be testing the overall NVH levels, driving slightly faster at 140. So we will be able to see the difference. So maybe I'll just put some clips here and there with the older generation of the Forester, and then you guys can see how much of a difference it actually makes. Quite a lot of wind noise.
Yeah. This is the old version.
This is the old version, which is very noticeable. So we are on the same speeds as we were when we were testing it, around 140, and yeah, there is some wind noise, there is some tire noise, but it is way lesser compared to the previous version. So I think very well done in terms of what Subaru has done. So yeah, this is, I think, quite a nice car if you are able to if you are looking for something at this segment. So yeah, we are going to be checking out the Outback next, and then of course not in terms of performance, because the Outback is a way more powerful vehicle, but we're going to be comparing the overall NVH levels between the new 6th generation Forester and the current generation of the Outback. So stick around, just gonna do a quick driver swap, and then we'll see you guys in just a bit. Alright, so we are now going to be testing the NVH levels at about 140. Just gonna get up to speed real quick, and then we can give you guys the quick review of how that sounds. So of course the Outback is a very powerful car, so definitely in terms of pickup, we are definitely able to keep up with the Convoy. So pushing it just a bit more, we are around the 140 range. Okay, so yep, as Subaru has mentioned, the overall NVH levels with the new Forester is that very similar of the current generation of the Outback. Of course, the Outback is going to be slightly better in terms of NVH because it is a more, of course, a more premium car compared to the Forester, of course. But I think overall NVH levels is more or less about the same, maybe slightly lower in the Outback. But again, it is it is the flagship model from them, so for the Forester to be able to compete in that sense, I think it is quite a good accomplishment made by them. So yep, that was the quick highway driving testing segment for the all new Subaru Forester. And of course, thank you to Subaru for allowing us to compare with some of their older models as well as other variants as well. Again, there are competitors, but we will not be showing the competitors, of course, because I feel it is a bit of an unfair comparison. But within its own internal range, I think that the new Forester is actually really well made. Yep, that's pretty much it. We hope you guys have enjoyed the video. I'm going to be cutting it right here because that's pretty much all of our experiences done and dusted. So like and share the video if you actually like the new Forester. And yeah, we of course sell the car. Bookings are available now, and of course bookings are available now, and Subaru is doing a 5 years warranty, or up to 100,000 kilometers worth of range, whichever comes first. And they also have 5 years of free service. So yep, if you do like the Forester and you are a major fan of Subaru, I think it is quite the significant upgrade from the 5th generation, and you might like the car as much as we've liked the driving experience so far. So yep, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I've been Shun. I'll see you guys in the next one, and have a great day, night, evening, whenever you guys are watching this. Bye bye.